trees that you recommended or plantings?
So I would go with a coarse finish first off.
Yeah. Can they do that? Concrete?
Yeah, it looks like it's his best coat, textured masonry.
I'm sorry, you're talking about the.
Yeah, so first off, I would say coarse. And my reasoning for that is that by having a coarse, it'll not feel as commercial perhaps in its appearance. And then with weathering over time, you'll get, it won't look so,
Color.
yeah, it won't look so flat, I'm thinking.
Should get something that's sympathetic with mold and mildew. Because that's what's going to be.
Well, I
It's not a north-facing
And
wall.
dirt stains.
Well, I think so I think that'll work nicely, the course, because I think that'll pick up dirt, and I do think that it'll weather in a more natural way, I'm thinking. Soften.
Earth tone.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, staying in the gray tones, because I do think the browns and the reds are going to be, especially when they first go in, will feel very jarring. And we're, our vernacular here in terms of the stone is, gray stone granite. So I'm thinking either the chroma or the ruddy gray. And I would say that before you make a final decision, ask them to provide actual color samples of the concrete.
We've asked them.
Yes, they're actually working on trying to get samples right now.
We've asked them for actual samples. So we've had the pictures for
Yeah.
2 months.
Right, it's been very difficult. We even try to get samples.
Yeah, they're different. I called the company actually myself. They're hard to get.
So
They
my,
don't have, because this is what they rely on. I don't know how that would be, I'm not,
so my recommendation is to try and get the samples with the texture. And so if you're staying in the gray tones, get a color of the gray mist, the chroma, and the ruddy.
but how do you get the sample? That's my question. That's what they have there. So, what do you want? A piece of concrete
Yeah.
with some paint on it?
Oh, it's a paint? It's not a
paint. That's their question.
It's a coloring.
That's a roll-on paint. I've called Best Coat.
Well, wait, Dan, is it paint or is it like a concrete stain on for like the?
It's a paint. It's a latex-based paint that goes on. It's like there's different companies that make it. California Stucco makes a similar products.
This isn't like you see on the wall.
No, that's not a stain.
It's like a caulk with sand in it.
Yeah.
And
It's a textured
you
paint.
you can roll it, brush it on, but it's very thick. So it has a body to it. It's not like a thin. So if you're talking about California stucco, I've used that. It's like
Similar to
it's
that?
like goopy caulk is what it's.
It's
Right, so Liz has a texture, I mean, the original one has a textured feeling on it. But there's no, I mean, short of taking a piece of concrete, and that's what we're saying, why you think it's a piece of concrete?
You can do it on a piece of plywood. You can do it on a piece of plywood.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah, you can do it on plywood. It's the same.
And I call it staining. Concrete staining, how to, on the back. At the bottom,
It's
at the
really-
very
I
bottom.
mean, it's very thin. If it's a stain, it's very thin, like water.
Yeah, see how they have the light blue driveway?
Could be a trend.
I mean, yeah, it's short of, so can they send you a sample that you put on something and just kind of evaluate? I don't know. I've never even heard of the product, so I can't really say. I thought it was more an integral part of the color. That's what I was thinking.
I called the Sherwin-Williams in White Plains, and they didn't have anything, and you got to call their headquarters. It was like almost impossible to get.
Here it comes in 5-gallon buckets only, so
Yeah.
Right, sample. It's like $200.
Yeah, just like California Stucco, they don't give you a sample. You want it, here's your sample board. That's all you get.
We usually have a sample for it. We have
It is the sample.
You know, you're right. You know, I think they used to have that. California Stucco used to have actual
They did.
little chips of the material. and
They
stuff.
had it in the office, they have it on wood, but that's just for texture, so.
Yeah. I'd go with the coarse texture, and I would stay, like I said, in
Darker gray.
the darker gray color.
Let me ask you a question.
if the applicant is a stone facing, would you be able to suggest arborvitae and some other living area for a very nice wall? Some combination of arborvitae that you wouldn't have to be a full screen.
So it breaks.
So it breaks the landscaping would not have to cover everything because of the wall.
What about things like wisteria or even myrtle or something like that? You know, vines, you know, not really damaging vines.
Yeah, you talked about the Virginia creeper would be probably the best suggestion for anything vine related, but my concern now that I understand this product, it's a paint, I would not suggest anything vine related because my concern is that it would then compromise this paint.
I'm saying if it's a stone face wall,
If it's
not painted.
If it's a stone face wall, I guess, you know, the question is what's going to survive there. That's the other, because it's very harsh conditions. Again, it's heats up, it's going to get a lot of thermal mass because it's west facing. So there's not a lot of survivability choices left for plant material.
So let's say it's arborvitae, would you suggest a different spacing to show the stone with the arborvitae?
I don't know. I'd have to, you know, if the stone was really nice, you know, maybe it wouldn't be spaced so far apart, but I don't know if I would necessarily want to look at a stone wall, perhaps, and from the neighbor's perspective. You know, there's really not a lot of plant material choices for this small, narrow space that we have.
What was the other one you said, rhododendron?
Yeah, but I'm thinking about it now. I think it'll get toast because it's west facing and
Shade.
yeah, I think it'll just get barbecued, and I don't think it'll just. I'm trying to, you know, I'm really grappling with trying to figure out what might. I was looking for something looser, more shrub form, not necessarily, you know, columnar.
What about stagnant?
The other thing I was thinking is there's a horse chestnut shrub, but it's not evergreen. But it's, you know, it gets wide and
Boxwoods, they're not native, but boxwoods, they're virtually indestructible now.
they are, but not necessarily anymore. They have a disease that's attributed to them, and they grow very slowly, whereas the arborvitae grows very quickly. You know, could be where if, in fact, you did have some stone, that maybe that's where if you did use something that is deciduous, but very woody, so that even there's branching in the winter, not necessarily evergreen.
Could you provide, let's presume we have the stone facing, could you provide suggestions to the board, some of those possibilities?
I'd have to put my thinking cap on that, to be totally honest. Because I don't want to suggest something that's really going to die, and then they turn around and look at me and say, oh, we did what your landscape architect said, and it bit the dust and all died. So kind of puts me in an awkward position.
So the arborvitae is good unless you come up with some real suggestions.
Right. I want to put my thinking cap on. Again, I wanted to work, but we're all in the same position. We don't necessarily like the visual linearness of the arborvitae. I'm just not sure what the reality of the alternative might be. And I don't know if that's been helpful or not, and I apologize if it hasn't been.
Your input today has been very, very helpful.
I've always been honest with you folks, so I just...
we appreciate that.
And practical. Get practical. That's
If it doesn't work, it doesn't do anyone any good, right? So there you have that. I promise I will put my thinking cap on them. I'll dig deep. All right, great to see you all.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll work on that and I'll get back to you later today.
Please.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I like your last comment, landscaper digging deep.
You picked up on it. You picked up. Not there.
So
I'm worried about the obstructions, deliberately discriminating against somebody.
I think we should go over what's still missing from the application. That should be the first step.
Chapters outside.
Well, like what? Rich is here.
Let's do that.
You guys want to have a meeting with Chuck and then call me back, and I'll come back in?
Well, do you want to stay here or not?
I could, well, I have other things to do. I gotta put together an agenda, so.
So let's have a
It's important.
We'll let me go into executive session.
All those in favor?
Can I ask you a question? I couldn't hear. Are you preparing a resolution for this? I couldn't hear the discussion.
No, I don't believe
Did
we're
you say
preparing
that you were preparing a resolution?
No.
Thank you. I'll sit outside.